Good evening, everyone. This is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Welcome to my Sunday share. I'm going to give it a couple more seconds for everybody to show up. Let me see if I can straighten out my screen too. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. 2 Lisas in a row. How neat. Hi, Julie. You guys, I'm trying a new setting on my phone. I found a setting that gives me more light. So I'm hoping that it's going to work. So you guys need to let me know. So far what I see looks good. It seems to have added a lot more light to on the work area. Okay, so I'm going to get started. So tonight is my Sunday share. Usually I share something from the catalog, but I'm going to do something a little different tonight. I'm actually going to be showing you the Petal Promenade designer paper. I'm using these 4 sheets. And if you saw my Facebook today, I did post that I'm highlighting this designer paper all week long. So you're going to see some more posts. And I'm going to show you a way to cheat with your designer paper to make it stretch. So these are the 4 patterns I'm using. Now I've already gone ahead and pre-cut most of my stuff. We're going to make 4 identical cards. We're using the stitched all around stamp set and the stitched labels dies. Now the 3 dies that I'm using are these ones right here. Let me show you what else I'm using before I show you the cards. We're using the leaf punch. For ink colors, Fresh Fig, Petal Pink, Grapefruit Grove, and Mossy Meadow. And if you'll notice, those are all of these ink colors coordinate with the colors in the paper. That's what's great about Stampin' Up. All of our colors coordinate with all of our products. And we're also going to use the Stamparatus today. I have it all set up. So let me move some stuff aside. Now these are the 4 cards we're going to be creating. Let me just move my dies over. They're 4 identical cards, but they're using 4 different cardstock colors. So see how different they look even though they're the same layers. So I'm going to just keep one. I'll keep this one. It seems to be a little bit brighter so you guys can see it. I'm going to bring in the layers. Something new that I'm going to start too, once the video is done, I'm going to edit the top of the video and give all of the measurements. I think that'll be easier for you guys if you want to replicate. So this first one is Mossy Meadow, 11 by 4 1/4. Let me bring in my paper cutter. We're going to score that at 5 1/2. And I'm going to use my bone folder. So as you can see, there's very little stamping. The designer paper does all the work for you. We just have the 1 sentiment that is stamped. Now, how are we going to cheat our designer paper? Let me move all of these layers. Now, if I flip this one over, it's the same sheet. So if you go ahead and cut your designer paper like I do here, all in 4-inch strips, you have enough to cut 2 pieces. Now, this first one measures 4 by 5 1/4. The second one is 5 by 3 3/4. Now this one, we flip this one over. This one's going to go on top. So we're wasting all of this paper in the center, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Now I'm going to bring in my Big Shot. And I know that this is going to be covered. So I'm going to bring in this label. I'm just going to place it in the middle. And I'm going to cut the shape out. So now we have a big hole in the center of the designer paper. But what's going to happen is we're going to lay this right on top, right? So you've created a label shape. Nobody knows that there's a hole under this one. You can use this on this card, or you can set it aside in your scrap of layering pieces and save this for later. So that's my little tip tonight about saving some of your designer paper and cheating this way. So I was able to make 4 cards, and I was able to cut out 4 of the label shape. You can do this with punches. Okay, see, who's gonna know that there's a hole behind here? This is glued in place. It's not going anywhere. Nobody's gonna know that that happened. So now we're going to glue the strip. Now this piece measures 4 1/4 by 1 1/2. And I'm going to place it a little bit higher than center. I'm just going to assemble this card before I show you the Stamparatus. Whoops, I got a sheet started right here. So I'm going to show you how all of the layers go on my card, and then we're going to work with the Stamparatus a little bit. I'm going to show you another tip. So this one's going to be right in the center. And then this is the other shape that I cut out with this die. Now all of these from this die set, they all have stitch lines around the edges. I hope you can see that. Now this one I glued flat. That's going to go right in the center. And I also used the leaf punch to cut out 2 vellum leaves for each card. Okay, now I'm going to stop and I'm going to show you the Stamparatus. Now I've already gone ahead and cut these out, but my first step, instead of stamping the sentiment, this is what the sentiment looks like. Stamping the sentiment on cardstock first, then having to dig the big shot out and cut it. I'm doing it a little bit quicker. I've cut out a piece of cardstock. What I did first before cutting is I stamped my image. Then I brought my die in with the big shot machine, cut it out, and this is my template. This hasn't moved, and this goes right in the corner where it was to begin with. So now all I have to do is take these 4 one at a time. I'm going to stick that in here. Bring out 1 ink color first. Stamp, pull it out. Go to the next one. So see how much quicker this is? It takes a minute to set it up, but once you have it set up, you can do multiple. You can just keep going production style. Oh, I see you guys are giving me some little hearts. You like this. See, number 2. So I don't have to stop each time to use the big shot. Here's my 3rd color. Now, the only thing is you can't keep this to use for next time unless you are good at lining up, because you're going to put the stamp away. You're going to put that back in your stamp case when you're done. So when you bring it back out, you're probably not going to be able to line it up perfectly. So you would have to create a template each time. Okay, and here's the fresh fig. Okay, see how quick that was to do? And I had four 4 die cuts and 4 different ink colors. So that makes it so easy. So let me put this aside. Now I'm going to bring in the remainder of all the pieces that I've cut ahead of time. So I have 4 little piles here. Okay, and here's my 4th one. So again, this one, oh, I glued this a little crooked here. So what do you guys think of the lighting on the video tonight? Is it better with the setting that I used? I hope it's better. I know my room is a little dark sometimes, so depending on the light. Okay, there's my card. So let me know if you think the lighting is better than what you've seen previously. So I added stamping dimensionals. That's going to go in the center. And then we're just going to add the 2 leaves, and I'm just going to tuck those. Now I'm also starting something different. I'm starting a couple different things this week. So for everyone that shares tonight, you're going to be entered into a drawing for all 4 of these cards. For anyone that comments, you're going to be entered into a drawing for the gold metallic pearls. And then I'm going to list a hostess code starting tomorrow because I'm featuring the Petal Promenade designer paper. Anybody that orders will get these, what are they called? Blossoms Elements, $50 orders or more. You're going to get a package of these. I'll send those to you automatically. And also anyone that orders, where's my paper? I'm going to cut this paper in 6 by 6 inch, and you're going to be entered into a drawing for the designer paper. So I got 3 prizes tonight, 3 prize patrols. Okay, there's card number 1. Now I'm going to score card number 2. Now this one is the Petal Pink. What was really neat about this designer paper, now this is the one I've already gone ahead and cut out. If you flip the sheets over, they match together. Every single sheet coordinated so well. So this worked out pretty well for me. So tomorrow I'm going to post the deal of the week, which I just told you was the little blossom flowers. And I'm going to do that each week. I'm going to feature a different product. I'm going to use it in a video. And then I'm going to have some free deal of the week products to give away also. I'm getting ready for, let's see, October 1st will be our new Stamping Up year. Now I've already earned the Greek Isles trip for 2019. I'm going to be working on the Maui trip starting October 1st, and that is my bucket list. I really want to go to Hawaii. So I'm trying to do something different to help with my sales. So anytime you guys share my videos or my posts, you're helping me. And just think about your friends. There might be some of your friends out there that would appreciate seeing the videos on your page also. Okay, now let's see. We need this one. Now, where did my leaves go? They're blending right in with my paper somewhere. I don't see them. Okay, I'm probably going to have to stop and cut a couple more. They're here somewhere. They're just blending in. Oh, Fran, thanks. She says she loves her ribbon maker, a ribbon holder. My husband, of course, had knee surgery, so he's a little bit away from that right now, but he made a whole bunch of the ribbon holders and the bow makers before he had surgery, so I got plenty in stock. Okay, here's the 2 leaves for the card number 2. So there's 2 cards. I found the leaves, they were sitting off to the left. Okay, now we're going to card number 3. I'm scoring one at a time only because I have my little piles and I don't want to disturb them. Okay, so again, this was the same pattern. I just flipped it over, cut out the label. So if you're doing punch shapes with a punch, you could actually punch a lot of things in the middle here to use for later. So my friend Kylie Bertucci has a little thing going with designer paper, and she shared it with all the demonstrators, and it's really been going strong. She's urging everyone, and so are we, to use that designer paper that you have in your stash. Now, look how pretty these cards are with the designer paper. The designer paper is doing all the talking. And if it sits on your shelf, no one's going to see it. If you use it, you know they're going to love it and fall in love, and they're going to thank you for making such a beautiful card. So you've got to use that designer paper. So Kylie's uses a hashtag. It's hashtag love it, chop it. She, chop your paper up. Use it. Okay, this time we're using the Grapefruit Grove, was this color. I know a lot of you guys are paper hoarders. You've told me that before. And I'm not. I use my paper, and whatever I don't use, I usually do giveaways with to my customers. When they place an order, I send them a thank you card each month, and then I send them samplers of designer papers. Okay, we got 2 more leaves. So you're probably thinking these cards are being assembled pretty quickly. That's because I had most of the stuff cut up ahead of time. It's Sunday, and I know you guys, some of you guys are probably spending time with family. So I didn't want you watching me cut die shapes all night long. Okay, now we're on to card number 4. I think this is my favorite out of all the patterns. I just love the boldness of this. So again, this was the same side, flip it over, and I cut the die shape. So how many of you guys have purchased the Stamparatus and you really haven't used it too much? I've done quite a few videos showing you how to use, I think I've got 6 or 7 videos with different ways of using the Stamparatus. It's a really clever tool. And I'm just kind of eyeballing when I'm putting this strip down. Okay, dimensionals. So a lot of you guys are saying guilty. Maybe that because you don't mass produce a lot of cards, but I find that even if I'm just making 1 card, I like using the Stamparatus because I don't get my fingers all inky. It's so much easier to ink the stamp, especially the photopolymer ones. Okay, now the sentiment. Oh, I see some people are saying they do use their Stamparatus. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, and 2 more leaves. Oops, I grabbed the wrong bottle. This one's not flowing as well. Now, another thing that I would do, I'm not doing the inside of the cards tonight, but once I cut this down to the 5 1/4 and the 5-inch, there's a little strip left. I would use that little leftover strip, and once I add my white piece, I would add that to the bottom or the top just to use it up. So there you go. That's how you feature some pretty designer paper. And again, I'm just going to show you the sheets. See how pretty. There's 2 more sheets that I haven't shown. Let me see if I can dig them out. These are cut up some. These had the little squares that you can cut out and use. And then these had like wreath images. This pack is from a paper share that I did. And so these are 6 by 12 sheets. And then these are my 4-inch sheets. So that's it for tonight, guys. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you liked my tip about cheating the designer paper. And don't forget, if you share my video, I'll be drawing your name for a set of cards. If you comment, I'm going to take all the comments and the gold metallic pearls. And then lastly, if you place an order, you'll be entered into a drawing for a sampler of this designer paper that I just featured. And let me see, I don't have my calendar nearby. I think my next class will be on Wednesday for my Design with Debbie class at 8 p.m. Eastern. So I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Have a good week, everyone. Good night.